What's going on, Bag family? We're back, episode 35, man. I hope your week is off to a great start. We're in a new month, the month of March, what I call March Madness. Springtime is right around the corner. You know, the flowers are blooming now. Well, they're in the process of coming out of hibernation stage. And yeah, man, it's going to be a beautiful spring, right? Everything that we've done in the wintertime, now we're able to reap the fruits, man. So, yeah, we're going to get right into this, man. But before we even dive into it, I want to make sure that you guys understand the mission and the objective that we're sharing amongst you all, amongst our platforms, and showcasing not only the knowledge that we're putting out into the marketplace and the value that we're sharing with you guys, but ensuring that we're all growing and building simultaneously together. Right? It's essential not only for our personal development, but it's essential for our personal salvation. And I'm a firm believer of that. All right. So let's stay grounded. Let's stay anchored. Let's stay inspired. Let's get better by 1% every single day. All right. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, share with someone that you feel that can resonate with this message today. And let's dive right into it, man. So last week we talked about success requires a new version of you, right? You can't level up carrying old baggage, right? We cannot get to the next level with holding on to our old selves or old baggage, old relationships, old habits, old decisions, right? We have to unlock the new version of ourselves and walk into that new version unapologetically and intentionally. And this past weekend, man, I had to live that message. I had to live that message out this past weekend. My wife and I, where we made a public declaration, right? Where we decided to dedicate and rededicate our lives fully back to Christ. And it was the best decision that we could have made for not only ourselves, but for our families and everyone that's connected to us, including you, our supporters, right? Our bag family, right? So, yeah, man. I I'm now at a place in my life where I'm understanding that it's not always about making income. It's not always about getting to the bag and being successful from a financial perspective. Right? There's so much more that comes along with that, if that makes sense, right? Integrity, principle, character, values, morals, right? You have to be a comprehensive individual, which means comprehensive means you have to be a complete individual, right? You have to meet all of those pillars. And for me, making this decision to dedicate my life back to Christ for the very first time in 36 years of me being on this planet, um, it was intentional. I didn't do it for applause. I didn't do it for likes. I didn't do it for social media. I did it because I really, really want to not only be the best version of myself, not only for me, but for my wife and my kids, for you all, for my family, but most importantly, him. Right? I truly, truly urge building that intimate relationship with my father so he can direct my steps, so he can direct my path, so he can direct my footsteps. And that's what it's all about. And I'm ready for the journey. I'm ready to see exactly what he has in store for me, right? And I encourage you to do the same thing, man. So I'm being very intentional with this episode. Well, I'm always intentional. We're always intentional with each episode that we put out, right? Because we're big on the information. I feel like information is the fertilizer to our wealth. But this episode is going to hit a little bit different just because I want to ensure that we hit all key points. And I don't want to leave anything on the table. And I want you to be able to take this, apply it in your everyday life, and share it with someone that you love and care about. Because the objective here is so we all can get better, right? So we all can grow, right? Because when we do that, it shows that God is almighty. Where he lives and works through us, other people can see that that's a true testament of God's sovereignty and his power. All right. So I'm going to make sure that Coach D, these words, right, are not coming from me. So Lord, decrease me and increase more of you in me on this episode so I can share it to your people, right, with structure and order, because we know that you are a God of order and structure. Let's get into it, man. All right, so yes, last week we talked about success requires a new version of you, right? We cannot level up carrying old baggage, right? So if you're trying to obtain success, right, or build that business or increase your network or your net worth, it requires some things. It requires you having to let go of some things. Again, what are we willing to give up in order to go up, right? So that's not just a colloquialism that I'm sharing with you guys. I'm posing that question so you can sit in it to say, wait a minute, I've been operating in these habitual patterns and these and this cycle, and I need to identify, like, has this really been working out in my favor? Am I where I want to be? And if you're not, cool. Relax in where you're at and identify exactly what you can do to level up in this season. All right. Real success isn't loud, right? It's anchored. It's peace in your home. It's clarity in your decisions. It's integrity in your business. It's discipline when nobody's watching, right? Integrity, doing the right thing when nobody's watching. You can be real, be honest. This is keeping it real with the Browns. You've ever done something and you carried that guilty conscience for a very long time? And then you had to, whether it was toward, you did something that you shouldn't have done towards somebody or to a business or to a client, and it carried on you for so long where you had to, like, apologize, make it right with that individual or that company or whomever. That was nothing but God. That was your God feeling. That was God saying, you need to make it right. In order for me to get you to the next level, you got to make this right. You got to repent for your sins and you got to make this right. All right. So real success isn't loud. If the loudest person in the room, you already know what time it is. If they're the loudest person, they're not the most anchored person. They're not the strongest person. Right? Clarity. We talked about clarity in your decisions. There's nothing like having clarity in your everyday life where you're making not only strategic moves and strategic decisions, but you're doing it with clarity. It's nothing like it. You don't become successful because you hustle harder. You become successful because you become different. See, a lot of times we feel like we got to hustle harder, and we're running this rabbit race, and we're in this hamster wheel, right? And we're like, man, wait a minute, I'm working, I'm hustling, I'm grinding, but I'm not getting anywhere. It starts within. It's an internal thing, not an external thing. In order for you to level up, you got to change. You got to become different. If you want your business to thrive, if you want your business to be different, if you want your bank account to be different, if you want your relationships to be different, if you want your physical health to be different, it starts with you. You got to become different. If it's to be, it's up to me. Right? It won't change if you don't change. Your life won't change unless you are the determining factor of your life either scaling or declining. It's up to you. All right? So we're going to be talking about alignment today. We're going to be talking about legacy, what it takes to build legacy. Again, we don't live for our first name, we live for our last name, right? So everything that we do, we're focusing on the generation after us, right? We set the foundation, and then the generation after us, now they're able to build on that foundation that you set, right? So this is one of the reasons why we do what we do. This is one of the reasons why we share this platform, right? We got special guests that come on this platform that are like-minded individuals that are on the same or similar objectives and missions, because they understand it's not about me. It's not about Coach Darius. It's not about me. It's about the generation after us. How can we change the trajectory to ensure that we're doing everything that we're supposed to do right now in this very moment? So you ask God, like a lot of times we'll be like, well, God, I need you to send me a blessing. God is like, no, I'm going to send a blessing through you so you can be a blessing for others. I'm not going to send a blessing to you. I'm going to send a blessing through you so you can not only receive that blessing, but other people can receive that blessing. Because I'm a firm believer, as long as we position other people to win, we will win by default, because God is going to ensure that we win because we are blessing his children. I am a firm believer that our blessings are connected through God's children. Think about it. We all have gifts. We all have talents. And if we're not showcasing those talents and those gifts, we're not only doing ourselves a disservice, we're doing other people a disservice. So don't be afraid to share what you are good at, your talents. Don't be afraid to share it. This is why God bless you with it, so you can share it in the marketplace. So you can say, you know what? I'm good at building systems. I'm good at showing people how to start and scale their business. It's time for you to execute on that. Don't be a secret agent. You're good at what you do, but nobody knows what you do. You're the best kept secret. Don't be the best kept secret. People are looking for you. Get out there in the marketplace. All right? We're going to also be talking about a conscious decision to live a quality life, not just any life. We're not here to just live. We're not here to just wake up and go through the motions. We're here to live a quality life. What does that look like? Right? Waking up every morning, exercising and expressing gratitude for where you're at. Being healthy, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally. Right? Being able to walk and get up and go to the gym. Start, build your business, build that network, right? Partner with other like-minded individuals, right? Take your kids on vacation, travel the world, see the world, invest in yourself and invest in other things that can diversify your portfolio, where you're like, you know what? Now I'm able to do X, Y, and Z. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay my bills. My kids are set up for college. My business is thriving. I'm positioning other people to win. I'm giving back to my community. That's what it's about. I'm paying my tithes. I'm a firm believer. You don't have to do God's work. You don't have to be behind a pulpit to do God's work. Right? Jesus was in the synagogues. Jesus was in the streets, right? Presenting miracles. So don't feel like, wait a minute, I have to be behind a pulpit to do God's work. What we're doing right now is ministry. Well, this right here is ministry. We're coming together as a collective to ensure that we're doing it for the glory of his kingdom, not ours. Again, this is not about Darius. This is not about Coach D. This is bigger than me. We over me. And that's how we live. All right. So let's get into it. Episode 35. You can't level up with the old you. What real success actually looks like. So if you're ready for it, man, drop some emojis in the comments. Again, guys, we appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, man. These episodes have been doing absolutely amazing, and it's all because of you, but we need engagement. I just ask for one thing. If you're watching this through, make sure you engage. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the episode. Keep it real with us. What you feel that we can do better. What you feel that we could have shared. Let us know, because we want to make sure that we're serving you so we all can grow together, right? We're here to help you grow in all aspects, all right? So we look at these things. A lot of times people send us an email or they'll reach out via DM and they're like, hey, I think you guys should talk about this. And we will. But listen, man, in order for YouTube to know that we're doing the right thing like Spike Lee, they watch. They watch as well. So we need to make sure we have this engagement down packed. So make sure you share, not only share and like and subscribe, but let's build that engagement up in the comments, man. We will greatly appreciate it for sure. All right. So again, man, last week we talked about success requires a new you, right? We can't level up carrying old baggage. All right. This week, I want to go a bit deeper, right? Because growth isn't just about business strategy. Growth isn't just about getting to the bag. Growth isn't just about how many clients or mentees you can acquire, right? It's about spiritual alignment, right? It's about being in alignment spiritually first. If you're spiritually aligned, everything else will fall into place accordingly. Right? Success isn't something that you chase. It's something that you align with. Right? A lot of times we feel like we have to chase success, right? Because we're living culture's way, whether it's on social media, what we're watching, what we're tuning into. Again, whatever you tune into, you eventually turn into. So a lot of times we side with culture's way, and culture's way is like grind, chase. You got to chase success. But it's like, again, you're chasing and you're not getting anywhere because you're not in alignment. You got to ask yourself, wait a minute. Is this what I'm called to do? If it's not what I'm called to do, then I'm not going to do it. I can't sleep at night. I'm tossing and turning. I'm not living a quality of life. I can't get through my day because this is every opportunity. You got to ask yourself, is this a good thing or is this a God thing? Every opportunity is not a God thing. Every opportunity that presents itself might seem good on the surface level. But God is like, yo, I didn't stamp that. That's not my stamp of approval. So if you take that, because I give you free will, you're going to feel it on the back end. And trust me, I've been there. Where I thought that it was a God thing. It looked like a God thing, but it wasn't. And it cost me years of headache. It cost me having a nervous breakdown December 2021, where I'm conducting a mindset training, and I'm literally, you would think everything is all good from the outside looking in because I'm carrying it well, right? I'm carrying this weight well. Like leaders, real leaders, they know how to carry things well. But guess what? We're not robots. We're human too. So long story short, I used to conduct these mindset trainings every Monday with my team. My wife didn't know, kids didn't feel it. Going through every day, every Monday. And I'm doing this mindset, and literally I hit end on the Zoom call. And as soon as I hit end on the Zoom call, I had a nervous breakdown. But my wife was like, "What's going on?" And I'm just bawling. I can't control it. And I said, I just need to get away by myself, just me and God, because I'm about to lose it. I'm about to lose my mind. So she was like, "Okay, drop me off." I was like, "Actually, I don't even want to drive. Babe, can you drop me off? I want to go to this particular lodge, this particular location. Drop me off." And the reason why I did this is because I did not want to put myself in proximity of succumbing to temptation. So I had my wife drop me off, right? Because I could have said, "You know what? There's a liquor store right down the street. I'm already going through. So I'm going to drink myself. I'm going to escape what I'm feeling." No, I was very intentional where I was like, "Listen, I want to be in proximity of God." Right? So I went, she dropped me off, stayed for 3 days, but it was so needed. Where I talked to God, I was vulnerable, I was honest, because I feel like honesty is the best policy. And I came home, and it wasn't only needed for me, it was needed for my household. Even though my wife and my kids didn't feel it at the time, right? But it was needed because I came back recalibrated. I was able to reflect, reset, replenish, and then relinquish. Give it back to him. Give it back to God. Let God carry that weight. The weight that I was carrying for so long. I was like, "God, here you go. Let me relinquish this back to you." Right? And I became not only a better man after that, I became a better student, a better father, a better friend, a better mentor. Right? And I encourage you, if you're in a season where you feel depleted and defeated and you need to get away, it's okay. Take that time to yourself. You may not, you don't have to go to the mountains, right? Go by the lake. If you go, if you have a lake nearby, go by the lake, but have that one-on-one time with him and ensure that your cup is replenished. Because at the time, I'm going to keep it real with you, I was pouring in everybody else's cup, and I felt like someone was poking a hole in mine. I was like, "Yo, it's not being reciprocated." So at that time, I wasn't setting healthy boundaries. I was just letting everybody have access to me because I was in grind mode. I was building something, or at least I thought I was. I had unhealthy ambition. I didn't have godly ambition. Everything was go, 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 go. Now, with me having healthy boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, having healthier ambition, I know how to steward these blessings well. I know how to build certain things and give people a certain allot my time accordingly, and give people a certain amount of time where I'm still pouring into them, but I'm not overextending myself. Does that make sense? So you need to ensure in this season, it's not just about building strategy with your business, right? It's about getting in spiritual alignment. Again, it starts with your spirit first. It starts with him, focusing on him. And then you can focus on them, everybody else, right? When you're good with him, you got to have a vertical relationship with Christ and a horizontal relationship with people. This is why Jesus died on the cross, for our iniquities and our sins and our transgressions. So have a vertical relationship with God, have a horizontal relationship with people. All right? Don't overextend yourself, because when you overextend yourself, you're going to find yourself crashing out. Right? Our pastor talked about it in last week's sermon. Cry out before you check out, right? Or before you crash out. Cry out to him. And I'm glad that I was able to have that self-awareness at the time to say, you know what? It's time for me to cry out, because I can't do it no more. Make sense? All right. So success isn't just about money. Again, we're going to get back into alignment, right? You ever your car, you've been driving your car for a while. You maybe commute a lot, right? And then you find yourself on the highway and you're driving, and you may take your hand off the wheel for like maybe a half a second, and your car starts to veer off. You're like, wait a minute, boom, let me bring this thing back. You know what that is? That's an indication that your vehicle is out of alignment, right? So you have to go to get it realigned. You have to get in alignment, right? So that car, it goes from this back to this, right? And a lot of times we are out of alignment and we're on the verge of crashing out because there's no alignment. We're like this. We're like this. We're all over the place. We got to get back in alignment. We got to normalize getting back in alignment. All right. Most people think success equals revenue screenshots, new cars, upgraded lifestyle. This is the culture's way. This is what social media has created, right? If I'm posting a new whip, my new crib, me on vacation on a yacht somewhere in Bora Bora, even though that's on my bucket list, me and wifey's bucket list, but this is what people think. People see this and they say, oh, they're light, like they got everything in order. They're living the dream. But I'm going to keep it real with you. This is keeping it real with the Browns, right? Just because I'm on vacation don't mean that I'm getting to the bag in all aspects, not just money, right? Just because I'm on vacation, a lot of people are selling themselves to get flued out. A lot of people are selling themselves to get flued out. Yeah, I said it, for the people in the back. So just because I'm on vacation don't mean that I have everything in order. Just because I'm traveling here or eating at fine dine restaurants don't mean that I have my stuff in order. That's not the case. Again, you cannot spell delusional without putting illusion in it. Social media has created this facade and this illusion. There's a lot of delusional people in it. So before you go on this app, on your phone, ask yourself one thing. Is this an illusion or is this reality? See, I'm here to live reality. I'm not here to live an illusion. And this is what Coach D's going to give you the meat and potatoes in the game so you can take it and you can run with it. Right? I live by example, not only by advice. So anybody that knows me knows that I do things in decency and order. My home is structured. My kids are structured. My wife is structured. Because I set that foundation. I set the tone. I just can't. I can't be all over the place. I can't be, no, because God is not a God of chaos. Money runs away from confusion. Money runs away from chaos. Abundance runs away from confusion, chaos. You have to do things in decency and order. If you're waking up like an accident, if you're waking up chaotic, it's not going to get you anywhere. All right. You can have money and no peace. Someone asked me, it was a while ago, they were like, what's your definition of living a fulfilling life? Being happy, pretty much, essentially. I was like, peace. If I have my peace, everything else is good. Life is great. If it costs me my peace, it's too expensive. I don't want it. You can have motion but no direction. So I got motion, right? But you have no direction. You in all this traffic thinking you have motion, but you either crashing out or your GPS didn't malfunction and you were supposed to arrive at your destination last week and you're still trying to find your way because you're moving with no sense of direction. Your GPS said, yo, I can't even do nothing for you. You got it figured out. Find your way. So now you end up like the Israelites, stuck in the wilderness for 40 years. You can build fast and still build wrong. Again, this is one of the reasons why, man, like I like social media for the fact that if you leverage it accordingly and you leverage it the right way, of course, like it can really transform your life. But a lot of times, man, like it can be detrimental because a lot of these gurus, a lot of these people telling you, oh, you can build a business overnight, and they're preying on the ignorant. They're preying on the people that are oblivious to entrepreneurship, to really knowing how to build a business the right way with sustainability, right? Anybody can build a business, but can you build it with sustainability? Can I build a business today? Can it last for the next 15, 20 plus years? Coach D Brown can, proven track record, but a lot of people can't. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people online telling you that they can help you build an overnight. If they are telling you that they can help you make this amount of money overnight, it's cap. Colloquialism, cap, capital cap. It's not true. Right? I'll use like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, for example, right? They have massive success, right? Proven track record. Amazon, Elon Musk, Tesla, right? Like this filthy wealthy. I mean, I'm like all this money. Like, hope, man. Listen, I don't pocket watch. Hopefully they're doing like they're giving back. I'm pretty sure. I know Jeff Bezos. I think he gives back, a hefty amount of his earnings, but they'll tell you that level of success requires a high level of pressure that a lot of people can't handle. You say you want the success, but can you handle the pressure that comes along with it? Can you handle that nice price tag? And everybody don't want to be a millionaire. Some people just want to be a thousandaire, and that's cool. It's subjective. Some people just want to be able to pay their bills, right? On time, have a roof over their head, have good health, much respect and power to you. Then you got other people like, no, like coach, like, man, I want to get up there. Multiple six-figure earner. I want to get to the millions. All right, what does that require though? Because it's attainable, but what does that look like? What do you have to do? Who do you have to become to get to that next level? This is why personal development is so essential for your personal growth and your personal salvation. You can't get to that next level if you have not start working on yourself internally. It's no way. It's impossible unless you're doing something illegal. If you're doing something illegal, then, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but repent for sure. Make sure you repent because, listen, what's done in the dark will eventually come to light, right? So, if your identity is unstable, your income will be unstable. If your character is inconsistent, your cash flow will be inconsistent. And if your spirit is empty, success will feel empty. I'm a big person of character. Like if your character is flawed, I have nothing to say to you. I don't even want to be in the same room as you. I'm a big person of character. If your character is messed up, like there's nothing that you and I have nothing to discuss. You're goofy to me. Just call it for what it is. You're goofy. Right? Especially grown men out here being goofy. Like, go check yourself before you wreck yourself. Like we're not doing as men out here that are really doing things that are profound and and of substance. And you got people out here just being goofballs. It's like, man, character is all out of whack. Nah, we have no tolerance for that. Right? So the old version of you, this is the old version. We're coming in now. We're turning that new leaf. We're turning that next chapter, right? Old version is ego-driven decisions. We're leading with our ego off every decision that we make. We're not leading and allowing God to lead our decisions and allow him to give confirmation on that next step. Everything has to be what I say goes. It's my way or the highway. You're going to crash out. Proving people wrong. Oh, I got to do this because I got to prove this person wrong. That used to be me to the core. I got to prove this person wrong. They said I couldn't do it. I'm going to show them I can. Hustle without purpose. You're hustling and no purpose behind it. Isolation. That used to be me. Isolating myself. Thinking that isolation is required, right, to get to the next level of your life, right? But you got to do it the right way, right? If you're in a bad headspace and you isolate yourself, that can be detrimental. This is why community is so essential. If I'm in a bad headspace and I'm not there mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and I isolate myself, I'm gonna crash out. Get in community, get in proximity of other like-minded individuals that's rooting for you, that's willing to pray for you, that's willing to say, you know what, let's regroup, let's recalibrate, let's reset, let's pour into you because you have more within you. You were just caught up in the wrong environment. And I want to encourage you in this season, if you are in the wrong environment, you'll know that you're in the wrong environment because you'll feel like a vampire just sucked all the energy out of you. You feel depleted and defeated. You're like, man, God, I know I'm pouring in everybody else's cup, but it's not reciprocated. That's an indication you're in the wrong environment. It's time to reevaluate yourself and your life and your decisions and your circle. All right? And reactive living. That's the old version, reactive living. You don't want to go against the law of nature. You start going against the law of nature, watch how things stop working for you for your advantage, to your benefit. Now, the new version of you is purpose-driven moves. Every move that I make has to be for purpose. Obedience over ego. God, listen, if I go on a 3-day fast and I feel like, man, I'm craving some Jamaican food right now, or I'm craving me some smoked wings, or I'm craving this, I'm craving that. God, I'm not even here to try to feed my ego, because we do, right? I'm here to feed my spirit. Feed my spirit. Feed that spirit. That's what once you start feeding that spirit, watch how that mental clarity comes back. Watch how that clarity starts coming back. Watch how you start glowing. You start, like, everything is just boom. You look different. The glow is different. The glow up is totally different when you feeding your spirit more than your ego. Strategic discipline. Everything has to be about strategic discipline. Everything. If it's not, then what are you doing it for? Community. We're going to reel that back in. Community is essential. If you're not a part of community and you're only doing it by yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. Intentional living every single day. Don't wake up like an accident. Don't just wake up and say, I'm here. It is what it is. I'm going to go through the motions today. No. Wake up, first thing, exercise gratitude, right? And make it happen. You want to lose some weight? Go to the gym. You want to start eating healthy? Go to plan out a grocery list. You want to start that business? Get a mentor. The mentor is the cheat code to your success. They already been where you've been. They already been where you've been. Get out of your own way. Say, wait a minute. Scoot. All right. Let me talk to this person that I want to mentor over my life so I know that I'm doing it the right way and I can get there a little bit faster. Right. You don't grow through. So one of my mentors, I told him, he asked me how I was doing this past week. And I said, I'm just growing through what I go through. He said, that's good. But you not only have to grow through what you go through, you have to know what you go through. So when you start growing through what you go through, you have to understand exactly what you're going through, sit in it, reflect on it, and know it so you can become a better person. And that right there, I was just like, yeah, that hit me because I'm like, yo, everything is intentional, man. And this season, everything has to be intentional. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they just don't want to put in the work to become better people. They are familiar with being in bondage. They are familiar with just their bad behavioral patterns. They don't want to be, they don't want to be, it's not that they don't want to be a better person. Let me rephrase that. It's not that they don't, they only operate in what's familiar. They don't reflect. They normalize the dysfunction. They normalize like the chaos. They normalize it. Don't make them bad people. They just have bad behavioral patterns. This is how they've been operating and conditioning themselves. So you don't grow through just what you go through. You start knowing what you go through. And then you start saying, you know what? This dismantle. This no longer serves me. This, nope, boom, you're dismantling all of that. And it's like building that muscle memory, right? As an adult, right? I'm 36, right? Some people out there 50, 60 plus, and they're unlearning to relearn habits, behavioral patterns. It's not easy, but it's worth it because now people want to be around you. I don't want to be around nobody, no negative Nancy. I don't want to be around nobody that's just, they got hell all up in them. God bless you. Boom. But salute to you. Like, God handle that, please. I'm not doing that. I'm not bringing that home. Like we have to get better. We have to do better. We have to be better, not only for ourselves, but for if we truly say that we love our family, our friends, our connections, our loved ones, then we have to first love ourselves. If we're not willing to love ourselves and we are out here using this love word so profusely, oh, I love you. Love is an action word. Show me, right? Show me that you love me. Show me that you love me by going to go get the help that you need. Because what you've been doing is you've been bleeding on other people that never cut you in the first place. So if you truly love me, show me that you love yourself so you can be better for yourself. And then by default, you're better for me. You're better for everybody that's connected to you. Make sense? All right. Now let's get back into the business sense. I told you guys we want to unpack a lot on this episode because, again, in this season, we want to ensure that you have not only the context, but you can apply this in your overall daily application to become better. We're all growing together. to become better. All right. So in business, like I told you, you grow through what you go through, but you also got to know what you go through, right? So if I learn the biggest teacher is life, right? Experience, right? So in business, filing bankruptcy teaches me systems, right? Loss teaches leadership. Betrayal teaches discernment. Delays teach patience, right? There's power in the wait. When you are patient during the wait, there's power in that. It's teaching you patience, right? Betrayal teaches discernment. If someone betrays me, now I'm like, all right, that can never happen again. What do I need to do to heighten my discernment? I'm going to go first. First thing is, I'm going to pray intentionally to God. God, decrease me and increase more of you in me. So now, heighten my discernment. So now in this case or in this scenario, this will never happen again. Help me set healthier boundaries where I'm not so easily accessible to everything and everyone. Give me the clarity that I need and the full understanding that I need, right? And then bankruptcy or then loss teaches me leadership, right? I lose something, I'm gonna know how to become a better leader. I lose that business deal, I'm gonna know how to become a better leader. Those clients, I want to know how to become a better leader. So you're assessing, you're reflecting. You got to know what you grow through. You got to know it. Bankruptcy teaches me systems. What I need to do now to not have to go through this situation again, where I have to now start all over from scratch. I've been building this business. Now I got to file a chapter 7, chapter 11. Typically, this is what a lot of successful business owners do. A lot of wealthy people do. But that's another conversation for a different day. But a lot of wealthy people do it. The president of the United States has done it numerous of times. There's a lot of wealthy people, successful people, or whatever you want to call them, that file chapter 11s, right? Start over, boom. This is why it's important to have a financial advisor. Financial advisor, once you start get into the bag and you're making that income, you need to have a financial advisor where you're meeting with your financial advisor quarterly or once a year. They're going to not only hold you accountable, but they're going to give you that roadmap and that game plan so you know exactly how to steward your blessings well. That money that you're making, it needs to be stored. We talked about it last week, creating other vehicles to diversify your wealth portfolio. Does that make sense? I'm just telling you what I've been through, what the Browns have been through. We're in the space. We're in the credit financial literacy space, right? We've bought a home. We rented the home. We've been in property management, right? Got into this space. We've been through it. We've been through it. So again, if you have resources, make sure you're leveraging your resources. Make sure you're leveraging it. Because if you're not leveraging your resources, again, what are you doing? You're doing yourself a disservice. Okay? What prosperity really means. Prosperity isn't just income. It's peace in your home again. We're going to talk about the peace in your home. When your home is at peace, everything else is A1 solid, right? Clarity in your mind, integrity in your deals, power in your network, health in your body, alignment in your spirit. Prosperity is designing life intentionally. That's what we're going after. That's what we're looking to acquire. Prosperity, a fulfilling life, a quality of life. All right, I'm here to give you the game. The game. G, guidance. A, attention. M, motivation. E, education. The game. All right, so I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions before we wrap up. Are you building something that costs you your family? And be honest. Are you building something that costs you your family? Are you chasing goals that don't even align with your values? Are you scaling income but shrinking spiritually? There's no peace in that. You can fake the funk on social media to everybody else, but you and God know. You spiraling out of control. You going crazy behind once you hit that, once you turn off that app, once you oh my God, like you're not fooling nobody but yourself. You're not fooling nobody. God doesn't elevate you in isolation. And I had to learn this the hard way. Because I used to think, let me isolate myself. Let me get myself back. Right? And I had to realize God doesn't elevate you in isolation. He sends people. Community. He sends people. The best thing I could have done was lower this wall, this resistance wall, lower it, and invite the right people in to my life that was willing and ready to pour back into me. Right? That was the best thing I could have done for myself and for my family, is to get into community. Right? Divine connections are essential. Divine connections, not just any connection, divine connections. It's okay to say, no, this doesn't serve me. This is not, just because that's an apple tree. Apple tree may not be poisonous. It's just not the apple. That's not the tree for me in this season. Right? And you have to identify, is this tree for you or not? If it's not, cool. You don't have to feel no bad. See, here's the thing. Here's the problem with a lot of people. You have this guilt trip, right? This survival's remorse, where you start rocking with somebody, you've been growing up with them. Listen, you only get one shot at this life. One shot. One. Only one. That's it. We can't recover after this life is over. You got to do what's right for you and yours. You got to do what's right for you and yours. You can't be everything to everyone and nobody to yourself. Right? If it doesn't serve you, or if it doesn't align with your values and your principles, don't entertain it. Right? Strategic partnerships. Every partnership, every deal, every brand deal, every opportunity that presents its face may not be for you, and that's okay. Only focus and entertain the strategic partnerships that is conducive and aligns with your objectives, your mission for your business. Mentorship. Get the right mentor. Don't just get any mentor. Get the right mentor. Ask questions. If you're vetting, just like mentors vet their potential mentees, you have the right to vet your mentor. Trust me, I've had some shitty mentors. I'm gonna call it for what it is. Spade a spade. I've had some mentors to be like, man, I look back and say, wow, how did they get in that seat? Really, how did they get in that seat? Because man, it was tough. In that season, it was tough. So when you are vetting your mentor, ask them questions. What's your faith like? What's your life like? What do you do outside of your business? Are you family oriented? Right? Do you truly like to serve others? Why do you do what you do? These questions are perfectly fine. I have people ask me these questions all the time, and I'm thrilled to answer them. It actually is like the first my favorite part of the strategy call. Like, yo, like now we're talking. We're building this personal rapport with each other. Cause based off of those questions that they asked me, it already lets me know that, hey, this is a potential mentee of mine. Cause there's alignment, there's synergy, right? So ask the right questions when you're looking for the right mentor. Accountability. You got to be willing to hold yourself accountable as well as other people accountable. Again, we're in a season. It's 2026. We're no longer telling people what they want to hear. You tell people what they need to hear in a loving, compassionate way, in a graceful way, because we all need grace, because we all fall short of glory, right? I'm not perfect. We're not perfect, right? So hold each other accountable, but first make sure you hold yourself accountable, because people will respect you. You don't scale alone. All right, write this down. So you don't scale alone. You don't build legacy alone. You don't heal alone. I'm going to repeat that. You don't scale alone. You don't build legacy alone. And you don't heal alone. Success leaves clues, but alignment attracts the right circles. It's nothing like being in the right circle, sharing ideas, bouncing ideas off of each other. You putting your people on game, they putting you on game, and you rise up together. Normalize talking about building wealth together. Normalize talking about how you all can position your children to a better tomorrow. Normalize fixing your credit if your credit is shot. Normalize ownership. Normalize it. Talk about it. I don't understand why we don't talk about this more, but I get it at the same time, because it's like, again, you fall back into what's familiar, what you've been doing. It's like subconsciously you just fall back into just talking about things that happened 15, 20 years ago. Trust me, I know. I have family that does it. We're like, man, how many times are we going to keep talking about the same old thing? We talked about this 20 years ago. Like, we don't have to keep talking about the same thing. But when you are conditioned to thinking and operating a certain way, you fall back into what's familiar. And again, this doesn't make them bad people. Just the behavioral patterns are skewed. We have to unlearn to relearn certain things to become better individuals for ourselves and for other people. All right. So listen, man, I know we're probably a little bit over time, man, this week, but I had to share this, man, because I was called to. I'm being obedient in this season, and we're going to continue to grow together. Right. So this week wasn't me dedicating my life and my wife rededicating her life back to Christ. It wasn't just about the water, right? It was about surrendering our lives to Christ. Like where we're at in life and where we're going, and we know what God is doing and what he's about to do in our lives and through us. It was about surrendering ourselves, because we know what's happening. We can't do it ourselves. We need him because we don't have the capacity, right? And it's also about making the conscious decision to live a quality life. And we know that Christ, our Lord and Savior, he's going to provide that quality of life because we're giving him us. We're giving ourselves back to him unapologetically, right? We're not here to just live any life. We're here to live a fulfilling life, all right? So you decide to stop operating in survival mode. So we're not surviving, we're thriving. You decide to stop chasing validation. So social media, you're not posting for likes. You're not posting for clicks. You're posting because you're here to make an impact, right? You decide to build systems. Again, systems, saving yourself time, energy, and money. We're not in the hustle era. We're not in the grinding era anymore. We're working smarter, not harder. So build the system so the system can then work for you, so you can continue focusing on the business while the system focuses in the business. And then you can build a team out, the right team, that can also contribute to helping the system build in the business while you continue to focus on the business, going out in the marketplace, acquiring more partnerships, acquiring more clients, right? This is the objective. Make sense? And then you decide to operate with integrity. Everything that we do requires integrity, right? Contracts, agreements, working your clients, files, whatever industry that you're in, ensuring that you're doing everything with integrity. All right. And then lastly, you decide to prioritize faith, family, fitness, finances in that order. I'm going to repeat that again. You decide to prioritize faith, family, fitness, finances. That's what we're on in 2026. Faith, family, fitness, finances. You got to be fit, man. Listen, you feel good. Guess what? When you feel good, you operate good. You play this game good. Right? You don't want to be walking around trying to like, man, I can't. Woo. Listen, if you love yourself, this is God's temple. When you take care, you'll never go homeless when you take care of God's temple. You'll never be homeless. That's how I look at life every single day when I wake up. People are like, dude, you 36? I'm like, yeah. They're like, bro, how? You like 27, 20. Like, appreciate it. I take it as a compliment. That means I'm like, yo, because I take care of myself. I mind a business that pays me. I pray. I do the right thing like Spike Lee. I eat, for the most part, I'm eating healthier. I'm being conscious of like, if I slip up, because I slip up, I do. But if I do, I'm like, all right, how can I got to reset, right? And I get my rest. I'm getting 8 hours every day. I'm not going against the law of nature, and I encourage you not to, right? Make sure you get your rest. Your cortisol levels don't need to be off, right? Like your melatonin levels, they don't need to be off. People, they live in life reverse. Cortisol levels release at night. Melatonin levels release in the morning. It's like, wait a minute, what are we doing? This is everything, again, chaotic. Just living life in chaos. Decency and order. Get your rest. Eat a nutritional, balanced diet. Take your supplements. Don't wait for the doctor to tell you, oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z in order to live. We eat to live. We don't live to eat. I was just talking to my daughter about that, right? Like she's doing her thing in competition cheerleading and she's 10. Like, baby girl, you got to eat, right? For energy. It's okay to have, your dessert, have your sweets, but we got to make sure we eating our veggies. We eating our fruits, right? We getting our fiber in. We're getting the right amount of protein and carbs in, drinking enough water to stay hydrated. I'm educating my kids, but here's the thing that I had to learn because I was big on this that was not doing anything. And I was getting frustrated because I was like, wait a minute, why are my kids not listening? You know why? Because they saw daddy going in there having him a snack. Well, daddy, you're having a snack. So why can I not have a snack? Until I had to realize, like, wait a minute, again, you got to live by example, not only by advice. So when they start seeing daddy meal prepping his food, when they start seeing mommy meal prepping her food, being intentional with eating what we meal prep throughout the week, right? Now they're like, okay, I want to start eating healthy. Now every morning I'm taking my multivitamins. You get what I'm saying? So again, we have to live by example, not only by advice. All right? So I'm going to leave you guys with this. Who do you need to become for the next level of your life? What do you need to release right now to become the next level, to become that next person, right? And what would happen if you fully commit, not halfway, not casually, but fully? What would happen right now? 30 days, 1%, get better by 1% every day. If you fully commit right now, right now, what will happen right now? If you know whether it's alcohol, whether it's too much dessert, too much eating out, watching too much TV, whatever it is, whatever you feel that's holding you back. Let's just say you give yourself, I'm going to do a 21-day fast right now. 21 days. I'm going to give myself 21 days. And I'm going to get better by 1% every single day. Where would I be if I fully commit right now? I encourage you and I challenge you right now. What are you willing to give up in order to go up? All right. We're not just building businesses. We're building legacy. We're not just growing through life. We're learning from life and we're building from it. If this helped you in any shape or form, all I ask is you share it with someone, right? You drop your thoughts in the comment section so we know, right, that you received this information with intention and you're going to execute on this information and you're going to share it with someone so we all can become better as one. Listen, man, it's been a pleasure. Until next time, we'll see you next week. Love.